Hi, welcome back to Hold My Matcha. Today we have some peppermint matcha. The other day I went to the store with my brother and we made a little Starbucks stop. And I decided I was just gonna be fun and try matcha with peppermint in it. And it was actually really good. So good, in fact, that I texted Rose the moment I tried it and I was like, we have to do this for the next episode. Anyway, it's really good. And so that's what we're drinking today. Kind of simple, kind of festive. Yeah.
I remember us mentioning maybe doing like a Christmassy peppermint one, but I didn't know how peppermint matcha would taste. But this is peppermint with some vanilla in it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So pretty simple.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's different. It's not what I expected it to be. Like, I expected the matcha to really fight with the peppermint, and honestly it really doesn't. It kind of complements it in a way. I never would have thought.
Yeah, peppermint can really take over. Like banana, you put it in there and it just like takes over everything.
It's just banana after that. Yeah.
Made a little sip noise there.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so today's episode is entitled Matcha with Us. You can't cancel that again. Which, if you aren't in the know, is a direct quote. Not so direct, but a play on a quote from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which was one of my favorite Christmas movies as a kid. And we wanted to do a holiday episode. This will probably be our last episode of 2025. We're going to take a little mini 2-week break, give or take.
Yeah.
For the holidays, and then we'll be back with lots of fun things.
So this one is a little more fun. I feel like we're always trying to talk about like our lives and deep stuff or our personal opinions on things, because everybody cares about our personal opinions on things.
I know, that's why you're all
it's
here.
just so interesting. So this one's a bit more fun, a bit more laid back, but still kind of talking about movies, because like I feel like whenever you ask people about the holidays, you kind of ask like what movie they tend to watch with their family or what you have to do every year when that rolls around. I don't have very many traditions though, like other families.
Really?
I'll say. Not ones that like set me apart from like other families, like that one little quirky thing that you always do, or like that one dish you always make. I don't think we really do. I think it's pretty universal.
That's interesting. Do you think Christmas is your favorite holiday, or?
I don't know. I honestly like Thanksgiving, even though it's not like super crazy. I think it's less of the holiday itself and more of the time period that it's set.
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like I'm at war with Thanksgiving and Christmas because I like Thanksgiving a lot, mostly because I love fall, but also like I like traveling and going and getting to spend time with family, and that's what we do for Thanksgiving. But I also like staying home and doing like cutie little Christmas. So I feel like I'm always warring with the two, but my favorite's one of the two.
When you take time to take the stress out of Christmas and do the fun little Christmas things, it's definitely very fun. There's a lot of Christmas things to do. It's just a big one. But I personally like the vibes of fall and how, Christmas is still ahead and like you're not super stressed about the new year yet like I am. So I try not to think about that.
Yeah, at this point. No. Well, do you ever feel like you're kind of chasing the way that Christmas used to be, or like the essence of the holiday as it was when you were a kid? Do you ever feel like that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like Christmas is pretty universal with that. Like, you hit a point when you get older and, like, things just aren't the same anymore. Like, I'm excited for Christmas morning and, like, I have wonderful parents that still give me gifts at this age. And, like, I have a bunch of nieces and nephews that I get to watch unwrap presents. But, like, I'm not rushing downstairs to see the presents anymore. I'm sleeping in, man.
I'm sleeping in.
Yeah. Or I kind of meander downstairs and make some coffee if I'm up a little earlier than everybody else. Because usually with us, I don't know if it's a universal thing, but it was big with my family, and that was always very exciting, is that my parents always set up the presents all nice and pretty, obviously, but, like, we could not look at them, like, we were
Mhm.
not allowed to come into the living room because they wanted to video us coming around, like, the corner or around the hall down the
Yeah.
hallway. That's a big thing, so sometimes, even as a 23-year-old, when I come downstairs, I think, like, "Can I can I come down? Like, am I allowed to be in the living room? Am I allowed to see?"
No, we used to do the same thing. I've always lived in a one-story house, so it wasn't so much like, "Can I, like, come down? Can I ascend the stairs, please?" So they had to kinda, like, corral us into, like, the corner of the house that all the kids were in, and we weren't allowed to leave. And even at my age, I still don't, like, exit the room until I'm told to exit the room because I don't wanna, like, ruin it. Granted, all of my siblings are younger than me, older now, so it's not as big of a deal anymore, but I feel like it's almost like breaking tradition to, like, walk into the room without being allowed to. But I have a cat who wakes me up at literally 5 in the morning, so Christmas morning I have to pick him up and take him to his room and just pretend I don't see anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd still like that tradition, or at least, like, us gathering and going down, or, like, all together, because my mom still likes doing, matching pajamas in the
Oh,
morning.
I've always wanted to do that.
I have older siblings who now have their own families, and yet, even kind of now, but for a short period of time, even when they weren't living here and, they were adults out living their lives, on Christmas morning, they'd just come here early and they'd come into my room while I was still sleeping so we could all gather like we used to and wait to go downstairs. I did not like that very much. I wanted to sleep, and all of a sudden my siblings were coming in and being all excited. Because that's the kind of siblings they are. They'll be 30 years old and come in and poke me and tickle me and be like, come on, let's go downstairs. It's like, oh my gosh. But it's very fun to now watch my nieces and nephews open
Yeah,
gifts, and,
that's
like,
cute.
you kind of get to watch it again. But yeah, it's still nice in a way, because, like, even though you're older, you still get to experience it in a
Mhm.
sense. And I'm lucky to have a very big family to have on Christmas morning for that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely different when you're an adult. Like, the holidays are so much less they're the holidays are a lot less magical, I think. And I don't know if that has to do with the fact that, like, you're not in a classroom that's immaculately decorated in, like, reds and greens and learning things about, Christmas or things themed around Christmas. Um, or, like, you're just not looking for the magic anymore. But there have been several Christmases now where I've kind of felt like it doesn't even seem like Christmas. Doesn't feel like it. Like, the tree's up and, you do the things that you've always done, but somehow it just doesn't feel as good. So I've been kind of trying to, like, recreate that, which is hard in, like, the space that I'm in because I have one room, and it's hard to, like, create your own version of Christmas in one room. Um, but I'm try to make it as fun and twinkly as I can. Um, what do you think your I mean, you already said you don't really have a lot of Christmas traditions, but, like, if you had to choose something that happens every year that is tradition like, what do you think you'd pick?
There's definitely just, like, the handful of movies that we always watch every year, or I enjoy them, but my mother loves to watch them all day, every day, 24/7 until it hits the new year. Um, Granted, some of them are good. I love watching It's a Wonderful Life every year.
Mhm.
I feel like that's very Christmassy to me. But and my mom also loves White Christmas. She could play that all day long.
Really?
Yeah, that's a fun one to have on. Honestly, I prefer having something like that than, like, a Hallmark movie on
Oh,
all day.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. There this is we're veering off topic here. Old Hallmark, old Christmassy Hallmark, good. New Christmassy Hallmark, bad.
Bad.
Bad, bad, bad.
I found that amazing video. It's so funny, and it's just a clip of a Hallmark Christmas movie out of context. But even out of context, you don't understand, and it's just this guy getting up and he's like, well, I'm gonna get breakfast started. Any requests? And the older man goes, I'd love some pancakes. And then there's just dramatic pause. And then it just immediate sad dramatic music and he walks away crying. And I'm like, what could possibly be the context for
What?
dramatically asking for Christmas morning pancakes?
What is going on?
It's just where Hallmark is at, apparently.
All right. I saw, actually, we're still veering here, but I was watching Reels the other day and came across this one reel of somebody was like videoing their laptop screen, and basically it was a video of a Hallmark movie, and the character in the movie approaches these two women and he's like, are you going to the Jingle Bell Christmas Cookie Hop pageant or orphan thing, like raising money for children Christmas treat? Like, he said so many random little words, and then the person who made the video then went and parodied it, and they said more words than they did in the actual movie. It was a very funny video, but it was outrageous. I could not believe that that line was actually in a movie. Like, it was so long-winded and did not make any sense at all.
I couldn't tell if they were trying to make fun of Christmas things like that or if they were
Yes.
just being Hallmark.
I know. I don't know. At this point, I feel like Hallmark has to be a little self-aware because it's not very good, and it hasn't been in a while. Like, it's basically like rinse and repeat the same idea over and over again, which is probably some of the appeal to them. Like, they're the same thing over and over again. But it was funny. So, tradition question. Were you done with the tradition question? I don't even know.
There is a lot of good Christmas movies, but like, I just love It's a Wonderful Life, honestly.
Well, as far as traditions go, I don't feel like my family is like really into like the traditions. But I guess we do a lot of the same things every year. They're just not like, I don't feel like it's that deep, if that makes any sense. I really, really, really love, and this is totally ironic because both of my brothers absolutely loathe doing this. But I really love leaving my grandparents' house on Christmas Eve and going and looking at Christmas lights before we go home and like listening to Christmas music. I think it's so much fun, and I have a really funny family. Both of my brothers are practical jokers, and my dad is probably the funniest man alive. Like, it's insane. And my mom, oh my gosh, my whole family is just so funny. And so we go and we leave Christmas Eve dinner, and we will go and we'll look at lights. And it's gotten really short in the last few years because, like I said, my family doesn't really like it. I love it. But we'll drive around and make jokes about like things we see and songs we're hearing and like mess around. It's just, I absolutely love doing it. Because it's just, it's so fun. Like, all of us in one place, and we often end up going home with like tears streaming down our faces because it's like so funny. I really love that. My mom likes to play It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Story on Christmas Day. Sometimes repeatedly, depending on the day. It's both of them, one of them. I really like that too. I think it's cute. As far as traditions go, I feel like that's pretty much covers mine.
Christmas Story is a good one. I need to watch that.
It's really funny, actually. I see it every year, and every time I watch it, I feel like I'm like missing something. I'm like, oh, I forgot that happened. This year it was the bunny suit. Like, I don't know who forgets the bunny suit from A Christmas Story, but I totally like blanked on that, and I saw it somewhere. I don't know, like a month ago, and I was like, what is that? What is that? And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, it's from
Probably
A
was
Christmas
Cane's,
Story.
wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. It's all over Cane's.
Mhm.
So, since we're talking about Christmas and we are theater people, film people, book people, have you been involved in any sort of like Christmas plays, productions, projects, any other P words that sound smart?
Those-
Presentations?
Probably. I'm just blanking on them. We definitely did like little Christmas plays growing up. There definitely was a Christmas one in high school, but it's very faint in my mind because it was very much just
Insanity.
a mess. It was us messing around, but I have this faint memory
Mhm.
of Like, it was like a funny skit.
You and me wrote a Christmas play. Do you remember that? We wrote a Christmas play for Christmas 2019.
Yeah.
It was just you and me and whatever the heck we were doing, and it was really bad. It was really, really, really bad. Okay, to contextualize this, I do not remember what actually happened in this play other than we walked out into the audience, grabbed the principal, sat him in a chair, and treated him like we'd kidnapped him. Now, I don't know. She has no recollection of this, guys. Okay.
Coach? We did that?
We did. You and me, we wrote a Christmas play. Do you not remember that? Do you have the old computer anywhere? Your old computer?
Maybe, but she probably isn't alive.
That doc's probably on there somewhere. We wrote a Christmas play.
Was it a Google Doc?
We're talking about nothing right now.
It wouldn't be on the Google Doc. No, this is funny. What? I have no recollection of this. I had a faint memory of like a dumb one we did in high school, and like we didn't really try very hard, and there was like a dummy we threw on stage.
Yes, yeah.
That malfunctioned, but that was like a silly Christmas one.
It was very silly because I don't remember what spurred this. It was right after the 39 Steps, which, if you've watched any of our other episodes, was the one-act play that we did in the fall of 2019. And that would have concluded towards the end of October that year. And I guess you and I decided that because we didn't get anywhere with that play, we wanted to write a Christmas one and present it at like the art night. Because we had the option to, but we hadn't taken it the last few years or whatever. So we wrote one, and a select few from our class got on stage and did it with us. And I just remember that it was chaos. Like we were like interrogating the principal. Like we brought him on stage, and that's why we were treating him like, I guess maybe we were, no, we were cops. That's what it was. We wrote like a mystery, and one of us was a cop, and we were like interrogating him. And I remember because I had to improv the interrogation. And so I'm interrogating our principal, asking him questions, and it was really, really bad because I didn't know what questions to ask as a policeman interrogating the principal of the school.
What was I doing?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
We should call him up and ask him.
Hey, do you remember that one time I dragged you on stage and humiliated you in front of the entire school?
He probably would remember.
He'd probably think it was funny, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. We were in a Christmas play. It was really weird. It was fun.
Do you remember
That's
one?
why I have a police badge. It's a fake police badge, but I took it from the shed to wear on stage, and I accidentally never gave it back.
I had walkie-talkies that I never gave back for my cops in a short film. They did not look like cops, though. Can I tell that story on this episode?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it short, but basically it's really sad. I did a short film, and I thought I accounted for everything, and then I totally forgot that I had 2 cops in it that I didn't cast. So I managed to get 2 guys, but I didn't have cop costumes. So I was like, it's okay, I'll just get like badges and like a belt with like a walkie-talkie. I don't know, I was gonna like make it work. And I told them like, okay, do you guys have like black or blue button downs and pants? And like they were like, no. The best they could give me was black pants with white button downs. And they had like a singular walkie-talkie on their belt. And they came in and like dragged this guy away, and I'm like, these are literally just 2 Olive Garden employees dragging this man away. Yeah, that was a sad one. I think I still had those like 2 walkie-talkies. They're like from Walmart.
Oh my gosh.
But I do not remember this cop play that you're talking about.
I don't know. It was a blip on the radar, and honestly, like, we didn't really pay that much attention to it. If you aren't, like, aware, the school that we went to did, like a Night of the Arts situation. So, like, they'd have a night where you could come and you could look at all of the artists' paintings and drawings and the photography students' like photos and things like that. And the theater department would often do different plays. So they'd do one for like the middle schoolers, and then like regular theater, and then they do sometimes there'd be a one act one, things like that. Yeah.
Oh, Night of the Arts. Yep, that's where all those mini plays that are in the backs of my minds went.
Yes. And often those are the Christmas ones because like the lower school and anybody who wasn't in like musical theater or one act wasn't really performing, but they would spend a semester on like a little play, like a 15-minute play or like a 20-minute play or something like that, and then they'd perform it on Night of the Arts. My brother just did some rendition of Charlie Brown or whatever.
Those feel like really faint memories in my head, like little
Hmm.
little dreams I haven't unlocked. Cause the
Yeah.
one about our principal, I believe you, but like it's not there. It's not unlocking. The interrogation you're talking about is not unlocking in my brain.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember that it was very crappy. It was not thrown together very well. I think we were just like on something in study hall one day and we were like, we're performing this. And then we convinced our theater friends to do it with us.
I don't think I did any Christmas short films. I think the closest I come to
Mm.
holiday creative stuff is like those little plays we did in theater.
Yeah, themed stuff like that's kind of hard because I feel like for us at least, like as creatives that aren't technically in like the industry at this stage, um we don't really think about doing Christmas anything until like you're in Christmas season, and at that point you don't have enough time to actually execute it. So there's no point. Whereas like the Christmas movies that come out on like Netflix or whatever, they film those like in the smack dab middle of the year. Like not at Christmas time at all. So um they plan ahead. We don't, is the moral of that story. So, but we've done a lot of work during Christmas time. Actually, both of the short films that we've talked about um in previous episodes were actually filmed between Thanksgiving and Christmas breaks, because those were the only times that we really had to do them. I guess some of them bled into January, but
I remember the first one we did that was a good time to do it because it was all of us were in high school at the time
mhm.
and we had like a lot of free days. But I remember the second one we had a friend that was in college from another state, but he
Right.
was going to be home during break, so we were like perfect, like cuz I think
Mhm.
we had what like a 2 3ish almost break for high school.
Yeah, three probably at
Yeah,
that
so we
point.
had a good amount of time, so we did that over break
Yeah,
when he was here.
the breaks have gotten shorter as time has gone by. But yeah, it was probably three at that point. So we had a lot of time to, get it done, but it wasn't Christmas themed. So, um, but to segue into Christmas movies,
Mhm.
I know you talked a little bit about White Christmas and It's a Wonderful Life. Are there any other holiday movies that you like? Like, what's your favorite? Favorite?
Obviously, Elf. That's always a good one to watch with my dad. Just the other day, we watched one that my mom loves, and that's called Last Christmas.
Mhm.
I think my letterbox review of that was, "This looks like something I would make, but as a holiday movie." Have you seen that one?
No.
It's got oh, I'm forgetting his name, but he's the main guy in Crazy Rich Asians, and then it's got
Oh.
that girl who is in
Oh,
Game
I
of
know.
Thrones and
Yes. Amelia Clark.
yeah, yeah, it's those two. But it's literally like somebody listening those things when somebody listens to a song and they're like, let's make a movie out of that, like Jeepers Creepers.
Mm.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart. The very next day you gave it away, and they made the whole
Oh.
dramatic movie about
Yeah.
her needing a heart transplant, and then she falls in love with this guy, and he's always kind of like around, but like he doesn't always show up and he's not very reliable, and then she finds out at the very end that it was her donor that she was talking to this whole time. He was dead.
Wow.
He'd passed away. Because the Christmas before is when she had her big
Spoiler
operation.
alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. The Christmas before is when she had her big operation, and she thought she was falling in love with this guy, and like the whole ending
Oh.
was like him saying like, "Well, my heart was gonna be yours one way or another," and I'm like,
Oh, that's so sad. Oh my
it's so
gosh.
sad. But I watched it and I was like, ugh, this genuinely looks like something I would have written if it was a Christmas movie.
It does sound like something you would have written, yeah.
Which is funny because I have something in the works similar to that, but that's mostly because of a friend I made recently. And I think I joked with him because he has a lot of health conditions, one of them being his heart.
Mhm.
And I think I joked with him, I was like, Can I say, as a writer, your entire condition and story is just like a playground for dramatic writers. And he goes, oh, yeah, no, I know. I know. I was like, okay, good. So you don't need to watch Last Christmas or Return to Me. And he's like, I don't know what those are. I was like, great. You don't
Yeah,
need
good.
to. They're just dramatized romantic versions of like heart transplants. He's like, yeah, no, I don't need to see those.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen that one, but actually, like once you said the guy from Crazy Rich Asians and Amelia Clark, I can see the like the poster for it in my head.
Still really
So,
cute. Because the whole point is that like she's kind of, her life is a mess, but
mhm.
he was like a really good guy living
Right.
life. And her seeing a vision of him as like her donor, he's like encouraging her to like live a better life,
Mhm.
all yada yada. But there's also like the weird studies of like when you have a heart transplant, like if you get like a heart from like say somebody who was like a big marathon runner, like you kind of get a little bit of, or like food cravings if like they ate something like all the time, like that can
Mhm.
happen, you know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
yeah.
It's just
It's
interesting. So
proven fact for sure. Um
I don't think you'd magically become
Sorry.
I don't think you'd magically become a good person if you got a heart transplant from a saint, but little
No, but that
romantic dramatized version.
yeah, that makes for a good movie.
Mm.
Um well, my favorite holiday movies. Okay, so hot take, I don't actually like Elf very much. Um, that I think that has a lot to do with the fact that it's just really overplayed. Like they used to play it at like every like church Christmas gathering thing. They'd play it at every school Christmas gathering thing. Like it was always Elf. So I think I just got a little tired of it, but um
I love those little stop motion ones. My mom loves those.
gosh, they're so
Like
cute.
the oh, what is this?
There's one with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer
There's
that's like stop
Rudolph,
motion.
and it's like Christmas, a Santa for Christmas. I'm forgetting. My mom would know, but like the one with like Heat Miser and
Yes, yeah.
yeah, and like Mrs. Claus taking
Yeah.
on Santa Claus.
Yeah, those are cute. Those really are cute. And I don't feel like they're played a lot today, so it kind of, gives you a little bit of that like Christmas nostalgia you're probably looking for. I think my favorite Christmas movie is somewhere between How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Home Alone. I really, really, really like Home Alone. I think I like it a little more as an adult than I did as a kid. But as a kid, I really loved How the Grinch Stole Christmas. My mom likes to tell this story. Shout out to my mom. She watches all of our podcasts. Hello, mother. Um, she used to tell this story about me as a little girl. So me like 5 or 6, I would stand in front of the TV. So like I'd get off the couch and I'd go and I'd stand right in front of the TV during the scene in How the Grinch Stole Christmas where Cindy Lou Who sings her song, and I would sing along with her. Which is just adorable. Oh my gosh. But I have always really liked that movie. I think it's super funny. Hence the title of today's episode. Um, but in talking about our our favorite holiday movies, why do you think we like holiday movies a lot? Is it just because of the season? Is it because of the nostalgia of them? Is it because they're genuinely good? Are
I
they genuinely good?
Yeah, I think it really is just based on nostalgia of it because you watch it a lot growing up. It's kind of like smells and
Mm-hmm.
clothes and all that that you do for the holiday. It triggers something in your brain. Like you don't
Right.
really realize it. I think I was going to mention this earlier. You don't really realize kind of the impact of like even just like putting up Christmas decorations or like eating Christmas food, like how just doing those simple things make the holiday. Because I remember last year I was working at my Disney internship and I couldn't come home for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and I didn't decorate my apartment heavily. Like I was working during the holidays, but like I wasn't home, and it definitely feels weird. It kind of feels like you just gla- glazed over the holiday and like it's over because like you're not doing all those super in season things, and I'm not surrounded by my family.
Mm-hmm.
As corny as that sounds, like movies with that like are very very true. The holidays feel weird without family because that's what you've been doing the whole time growing up.
Right. Well, and like I was watching fun fact, I really like to watch like drama to do with like influencers and stuff. So I was watching a deep dive video about the trend that is like Ralph Lauren Christmas right now. And they were talking about all of these TikTok influencers who are really, really into Ralph Lauren Christmas, which is essentially just like traditional Christmas with more rules. Um, and the person I was watching was like, well, they're chasing that nostalgia, and they haven't gotten to like a point in their life where they have enough decorations or like enough of a space, or even like they haven't figured out how they want to spend their holidays to actually feel like it's Christmas. And so every year these influencers are searching for the next trend to make Christmas more Christmassy, because it doesn't feel like it used to when they were kids. And so I feel like, at least at our age, I mean, for everybody, but at our age, it's hard because like you don't have an established like collection of Christmas decorations. But when you're a kid, you live with your parents and they have a collection of decorations that you're used to seeing over the years. And like you always put out this specific piece, or you always put the ornaments on the tree, or you always put it in this spot. And that familiarity kind of breeds the nostalgia that everybody's looking for. And it's hard when you're an adult and you have to kind of redefine what that means, for you, instead of like your family and what it was when you were a kid. Um, so I mean, I think you're right. Like, I think the movies like really do help, because if you're in a place where you can't really do that, or you just haven't got there yet, you can watch a movie like Home Alone, which I've seen a lot of like stills and videos and things of Home Alone lately, and people kind of reminiscing about the specific kind of Christmas that is clear in the movie. So you can watch it and you can feel like, oh, well, my space doesn't look like Christmas, or I don't feel like it's Christmas, but this movie looks like it, and this movie helps me feel like it, if that makes any sense. So I think you're right.
It definitely sets a vibe, especially if you put it on. But, Home Alone 1 and 2 are definitely a Christmas vibe to, like, put on in the
Mm-hmm.
background. I The first one, you can't beat it, but the second one is just really fun,
Mm-hmm.
too, him being in New York. But I was about to say, I think I saw a clip the other day of something in Home Alone 1 that I never noticed that somebody pointed out, and I was like, "Oh my
Really?
gosh." And it was that, like, in the beginning when Kevin and Buzz are fighting and he knocks the drinks all over the pizza and, like, it's getting or all over the counter, and
Oh,
it's like
right,
they're
yeah.
all mad at him, and they're, like, using all the napkins to wipe it up, and like, it pans down to the trash can, and they're throwing all those wet napkins away. I never noticed, but if you look, Kevin's plane ticket gets thrown in. That's why they missed it. If you look in the trash, you can see
Oh.
Kevin written on his plane ticket. It's not in there.
Oh my gosh, I never noticed
I
that. That's
never noticed
crazy.
that.
You know, this is once again slightly off topic, but everything you see in a movie, to an extent, because sometimes people are dumb, but everything you see in a movie is there on purpose. They don't film something and then put it into the final cut of a movie without like literally having looked at it 100 times and being like, we want that in there. Like they might accidentally film, say like, I don't know, somebody's hand in the wrong place, but then they'll decide like, oh, we like that, we're keeping it in. Or, that sort of thing. Like I have to think about that all the time. And I've been thinking about that a lot with like Stranger Things lately, is like everything they put in, they're putting it in on purpose. The entire thing's written. So like
Yeah, because
they do it on purpose.
it takes an effort. Like, they're literally going, okay, what's the next shot? It's like they're not
Hmm.
gonna film somebody walking down a street doing nothing if it's not necessary, like,
Right.
or something's not about to happen. I think
Exactly.
about that. I think that's why I think my mom said that It's a Wonderful Life is also just her favorite movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's told me that her reason was that every shot is like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's intentional. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're so right." I feel like that's not praised enough because like every detail, like it's just they worked so hard on it, but I also like hearing about like the mishaps they had and like how they did it and like all that and how they just went along with it or how things happened organically and they still kept it.
Mm-hmm.
Or like what was it? Jimmy Stewart's like big kind of emotional breakdown at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that was just him practicing, but they were rolling and they
Yeah.
just kept it because that was his best one.
Yeah. Well, and with that specifically, because it was done, what was that? Was that 30s? 40s? No, no, it was after the war, because Jimmy'd already gone. He'd already gone to the war. Yeah, okay, so that was probably late 40s, early 50s. And at the time, they're filming on film, and that's valuable. They used to like, there used to be, what do they call them? Red cards? It doesn't matter. Anyway, they used to treat filming as like a very serious, very, not that it isn't now, but like it was very serious because you're running film and eventually you're going to run out of film. And so they used to film, and it was really like high stress environment because everything they did was like literally planned out, mapped out to a T, just because you only have so much film and so much time at that. So I bet they did pretty much everything in that movie really intentionally.
Because an editing process with stuff like that is like, it takes a lot of time. So, like, you'd have to be very intentional with
Yeah.
it. But as just when you watch it and you look at all the aspects, like, it's all just so, it all ties so perfectly together. Like, our cat's name is literally Zuzu, as in Zuzu's Petals, because that's my mom's favorite movie.
Oh.
It's also just a really funny bit, but yeah, I love that one. So good. I remember the VeggieTales spinoff called It's a Meaningful Life.
Oh my god.
It was not good.
There is a VeggieTales spinoff. That's insane. You've unlocked part of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that that even existed. That's crazy. Yeah. VeggieTales is trippy. I was talking about this with one of my coworkers the other day. There's a scene, if you don't watch VeggieTales, this is going to make no sense to you, but do you remember that scene in the one where, is it Daniel goes in, is it David or Daniel goes in the lion's den? Which one is it? Is it David or Daniel? No, it's Daniel. It's Daniel, yeah, because David fights Goliath. Anyway.
Oh no, what we gonna
I
do?
hate it. I hate it. I was talking about this the other day
The
with
king
one of my...
likes Daniel more than me and you.
I was talking about this with my friend at work the other day, and there's this scene where these, what are they? Are they green onions? They're green onions. They're dancing around like this palace, and the floor is black and white checker, and the background, it's all like CGI, like really poor computer animation. And so the background's like black, and there are just pillars and this checkered background and these green onions dancing and singing about how Daniel's gonna die in the lion's den because he's gonna get eaten by the lions or whatever.
I can't remember if they were like asparagus or leeks.
They're leeks. That's what it is. They're leeks.
Yeah.
Yes, they're leeks. And I just remember it made me so uncomfortable as a kid because of like the way that the floor looked and the empty background. And them singing about him like being in the lines. Oh, so creepy.
Kind of like really
So
early
creepy.
Pixar when like they didn't like render anything in the background, so it just looks like endless whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's why I have thalassophobia. I just don't like endless anything.
Yeah.
It's like the water. I can't see anything behind it. That's why it makes me uncomfortable. Wow, we've made a revelation today.
We have discovered things talking about VeggieTale Christmas. But yeah.
Well, anyway.
To swing around back on topic, because I immediately thought of this whenever you put this on kind of a little bullet point list of like, you know, what is and isn't a Christmas movie. I think we all know what the main one, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched it all the way through, so I can't argue, but Die Hard apparently is a very widely argued saying it is a Christmas movie, because, well, what qualifies as a Christmas movie is that it just takes place during Christmas. It doesn't have to be
Right.
about Christmas. It just takes, and now granted you'd be like, well, you could say that for any winter film, but no, Die Hard takes place on Christmas Day. So I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't really contribute. I've never seen Die Hard.
I wouldn't say it's a Christmas vibe. If you think it is, good for you. I wouldn't say like, you know, it's not like putting on White Christmas in the background, but like you can still call it a Christmas movie. I mean,
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that like the movie has to be overwhelmingly Christmas to be a Christmas movie. I mean, it's pretty universally agreed that Sorcerer's Stone is a Christmas movie.
oh yeah. Plus, It's a Wonderful Life does take place during Christmas, but like that's not the main point of it. Like
Right.
it's meant for anything.
Right. And Harry Potter only takes place in Christmas for like a tiny section of the movie, and At least the first one. The other ones are, you can argue those, but like the first one at least. Everyone's always like, that's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie. I don't know. I feel like it's very like up to you, you know? Like I don't feel like it has to matter. Like it doesn't have to be, oh, I think it's a Christmas movie. I don't think it's a Christmas movie. Like it just depends. And a lot of people watch a lot of different things during Christmas too, you know? Like it can be whatever you want it to be.
If it's Christmassy and it makes you happy, then good for you, personally. If that's just what you do, then that's just what you do.
I think in the end, what really matters is that, you know, we have our own traditions. Everybody does. Everybody has their own traditions. They all do different things. They decorate different ways. They listen to different music. They watch different shows, whatever, for the holidays. And I think we can't really be the gatekeepers of it. I think if you like it and it's
No.
Christmassy for you, then that's good. So, yeah.
The Santa Clauses!
Oh my gosh, I love those. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, wait. The Santa Clauses are so good.
Wait, that just popped in my head. Those are really fun ones. I love the third one. Third one's a fun time.
I haven't, that's the one I've seen the least. I used to literally watch the second Santa Claus on repeat. The second Santa Claus on repeat.
Really?
Not even during Christmas.
I feel like the second one was the most unliked one. With the, like, what, the weird plastic replica.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
First one's fun.
But that's the one that I used to like. I literally used to like. We've talked about my secret little movie player before. Mother, I know you're watching. I used to put Santa Claus 2 into the movie player, not like at night or anything like that, to like watch it when I wasn't supposed to be watching it. But I would watch that movie at any point in time because I had this little movie player and I wanted to watch Santa Claus 2, and so I'd watch Santa Claus 2 in the middle of June. Awkward silence.
I just realized it's fun to think about how both Woody and Buzz have played a Santa Claus. Because, you know, we all love talking about the mocap movie, The Polar Express, where Tom Hanks plays everyone. He even does the movements for the little boy. He doesn't do his voice, he does the movements.
You know what's actually insane about that movie is it's actually pretty creepy if you watch it again. Like the computer animation, product of its time, oh my gosh, is so lifeless.
It's creepy.
Like dark and kind of shiny and like a little bit for my nightmares. Anyway,
In my personal opinion, out of all their lifeless eyes, the hobo has the most expression. If you think about
you know
it.
he really does. He really does. He looks mad and like Tom Hanks. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's one. Yeah, that's definitely a fun one.
That one, yeah, we used to watch that one a lot as kids. And then there was like there used to be here in town, there was a train. I think it's defunct now. I don't even think they run it very much anymore. But there used to be a train and they would take families, kids, on like the Polar Express, and there'd be like a Santa and there'd be conductors, they'd give you tickets, they'd give you little bells that were in Polar Express. It was super cool. We did it quite a few times actually, my brothers, and I really liked it. My middle brother, he really liked the Polar Express. So
I just like the music a lot, honestly. I think it's got good music. And Josh Groban's song at the end.
oh yeah.
He's just such a good singer.
He is.
He's got that, like, Christmas songs, that would so be his thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, we love Christmas movies. Even if I can't remember most, there's definitely it's just a vibe to put them on.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like ambiance or lighting a candle. It's kind of just like that every year. You just have to put a Christmas movie on.
Yeah. It's cozy, it's warm, it's fun. Makes you feel like a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As corny as it sounds, it really does. You never really realize what smells, decorations, or even just movies do
Mhm.
for the season, honestly.
Yeah.
Until, like, because, like, if you went to a house during Christmas and they did not decorate, it'd be like, what dimension did I enter? It just feels weird. It's just not right. It's just not right.
Well, We hope that this episode has been an addition to your cozy Christmas vibes. We wanted to do something short, something sweet, something festive for the holidays. You should let us know what your favorite Christmas movie is. I love debating this topic because everybody likes different ones. I don't think I've ever met anybody who had the same, like, favorite Christmas movies as me. Everybody has different opinions. So, let us know. And if you have any cool, fun, funky ideas for the pod in the new year, you should let us know. We'd like to do what you want us to do. So, feel free to tell us.
Peppermint matcha's good.